We are advancing to step 6 of our Community Loaves bread baking process. In total, there are 9 steps. You probably have seen that. We are inching our way through. This step is the divide and pre-shape. So we've already implemented a fold in our bulk. Our bulk is finished. Our dough has risen by 1.5 to 2x. It's perfect. It's very alive. It's quite active. The things you want to gather around for the divide and pre-shape, you're going to want your bench scraper. This is a really handy tool to have during for this stage. Also, a clean towel that you can use to drape the loaves will be really handy. And we're pushing aside the water that has been our friend all the way through this tacky dough. And now we're using flour to help keep our dough from sticking to our counter. And it looks like this. A scale, also I should have said I'm pushing this aside, but the scale is helpful and I'll show you. We want to lightly dust our countertop, whatever you're using, whether it's a butcher block or your kitchen counter. We want to take our dough and we want to maybe just give a light dusting on top and take your dough bowl scraper and gently lift out under and dislodge the dough from the bowl. Then dump that dough gently over. So the bottom side of your dough, so you can see this, I want to move it a little closer. There we go. The bottom side of the dough is got that flour on it. This top part of the dough is the sticky part. So you want to be careful. You can use your flour to lightly dust off your hands so that the dough doesn't get all over your fingers and too difficult to handle. Then we're going to take our bench scraper and we're going to measure out 2 equal size pieces. This is not equal size pieces by the gram. This is equal size pieces within 10, 20, 30 grams. You just don't want a little baby loaf and a great big loaf. You want 2 that are approximately equal size pieces that will fit nicely into our loaf pan. So we weigh out 1. Now, if you have done a batch that is 4 loaves or 3 loaves, you're going to want 3 pieces of equal size or 4 pieces of equal size, right? So this one's heavier than this one. So let's see how I gin these up a little bit. Much closer. I'm going to borrow just a titch more, and now we're done. We have 2 roughly equal, not identical, but fraternal loaves. All right, the pre-shape. The pre-shape is all about coaxing these dough balls into its future form. Not done, but we're going to give it one more chance at some structure and gluten development. So how I do this, and there are multiple ways to pre-shape. Let me see if I can make sure that I put this in the video, is my goal is to take all the sticky parts and tuck them on the inside of this pre-shape. So working in like a circle, I take the bottom of the dough and I stretch it over the middle, tucking in those bits, and then take the whole thing, roll it over, and then gently, not too aggressively, coax it into shape. You have this nice, smooth sort of skin on the outside, and all that stickiness is on the inside. Then we get to do it again. Same thing. I have this sort of smooth, flowery side on the bench, and I've got this sticky piece on top. I don't need to add any flour. I just need to tuck those bits, sticky bits, all on the inside, and then roll this gently upon itself and give it a little coax into shape. Okay, now I have two roughly equal size. I can use my bench scraper to align these on my countertop wherever I want them. We are going to let them rest for about 20 minutes, and we're going to come back and shape them into our pan. Put a little blanket over them. Nice clean linen flour sack cloth would be perfect. Whatever you have. You don't want them to dry out. You don't want air and draft to make that skin really tough. We'll come back after they've rested and shape them up.